Mindful Chat sa 89.1 FM. Isang oras na kaalaman, kwentuhan at kasagutan tungkol sa kalusugang pangkaisipan. Kasama ang mga psychologists, guidance counselors, and mental health experts para sagutin ang iyong katanungan at maghatid ng kanilang kaalaman. Pag-uusapan natin ang mga seryosong bagay na minsan ay hindi nabibigyang pansin. May live tawagan. Kaya kung may tanong ka, ilahad mo na. Huwag palalampasin ang Mindful Chats. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 to 9 p.m. Kasama si Dr. Lane Alfanoso at Pam De Castro. Your mind, your strength. Mental health matters.
Welcome to Mindful Chat, sumasahing papawid sa 89.1 Adventist World Radio Manila at sabay na mapapanood sa Facebook at YouTube. Ako po ang iyong kasama ngayong gabi, Pam De Castro, habang ang ating main host ay lulan po ng eroplano, si Doc Lane, at ipanalangin po natin ang kanilang kaligtasan. Ngayon pong gabi, makakasama natin ang ating lecturer, si Ma'am Dana Faye Facto, at saka ang ating mentor and the big mom here. We call her Mommy Flor, but she is better known as Doc Flor Villa Pineda Marticio. And all the technical people right there at the studio of AWR Manila 89.1 FM. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat, at bago po tayo sumahimpapawid sa ating napaka-interesanting topic ngayong gabi, ang obsessive compulsive, o marami tayong netong naririnig. Pero just to make sure that we have it correctly treated or administered or understood, we will hear it from our speaker this evening. But before we do that, we will request Dr. Marticio to please pray for us as we go on air. Ma'am, would you like to?
Okay, thank you. Let's pray. I invite everyone to close your eyes for a word of prayer. Our dear loving Father, our wonderful counselor, thank you for allowing us to meet tonight. May thou be with each one of us, Lord, especially with Dana, who would be sharing her expertise on obsessive compulsiveness. Give her the wisdom that she needs, dear God, and be with the listeners as well, that we may all understand what you want us to understand tonight from her. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you po, Mommy Flor. And Mindful Chats would like to let you know that we have a hotline if you have some questions, if you have some inquiries about our topic for tonight. And this is 0918-9447-891. I repeat, 0918-9447-891. It's AWR Manila 89.1, simultaneously aired at Facebook and YouTube, and we're being heard from Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Now, I am of great pleasure. Parang gustong-gusto kong magsabi ng it's been a privilege, or it's my opportunity to be with these guys who understand human behavior better than myself. Now tonight we are very, very privileged that our speaker, who is from Capiz, and she obtained her bachelor's degree in psychology from Adventist University of the Philippines in 2016. She is a licensed psychometrician. She worked as a graduate assistant at AUP Guidance Department and AUP Academy Guidance Department from 2016 to 2020. And now she's the psychometrician of Central Philippine Adventist College and is also an instructor in psychology in the same school. We are privileged. Kami po ay natutuwang makasama ang ating speaker ngayong gabi na pag-uusapan ay ang obsessive compulsive disorder. Ma'am Dana Faye, would you like to take the floor? Everything is yours now. Go, Ma'am Dana. Good evening. How are you, Ma'am?
Good evening, Ma'am Pam. Thank you po for inviting me.
Oh, thank you also for being with us.
I'm extending my regards from CPAC to everyone there. from Manila or those who are watching from outside the country. So can I share my PowerPoint?
Sure, ma'am.
So without further ado po, I'm glad to be with you all. And this evening, as you can see in my PowerPoint, I'm going to talk about the obsessive compulsive disorder. So when you hear the word obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD, what is the first thing that comes into your mind? Just like Ma'am Pam said, is it tama kaya yung ating pagkaintindi ng OCD? So this evening, I'm going to tackle or talk about obsessive compulsive disorder or what we know OCD. So first, let me ask you, have you ever felt the need to wash your hands more than once? Or even when they're already clean, even though it's clean, you want to wash it again. And then, do you ever pray or say phrases in your head for reassurance? And imagine if stopping felt dangerous or wrong. Sometimes that if you pray and if you stop praying, maybe something will happen to you. Or have you ever experienced an intrusive thoughts that you couldn't shake, no matter how irrational it seems, even though you know that this thinking or these thoughts are irrational, pero hindi mo po siya maalis sa iyong pag-iisip. So maybe you are experiencing the OCD or the obsessive compulsive disorder. So what is obsessive compulsive disorder? So it is a mental health condition in which you felt frequent and unwanted thoughts. And those unwanted thoughts are called obsessions. And that can cause you to perform a repeated behavior, which is a compulsion. So the repeated behavior is called compulsion. Compulsion. So again, it should have an obsession, and it will followed by the compulsion. There should be an unwanted thought that you cannot remove in your head, and for you, in order to remove that, you will perform a repeated behavior. So OCD symptoms can begin at any time, but usually start between late adulthood and young adulthood. And it is also one of the most common mental health conditions in the world. So first, let me tackle more about obsession and compulsion. So first, what is the obsession in OCD? Again, this is the unwanted, and it is usually unpleasant thoughts. It could be an image or urge that repeatedly enters a person's mind, and it's usually frightening or upsetting, and because they can't shake it, and it makes them feel incredibly anxious. Because of that negative thinking that they cannot remove in their mind, even though they wanted to erase those things or they wanted to stop it, but still the negative thinking or thoughts will still be coming in their mind, and it makes them anxious. So in a normal situation, we all experience such thoughts, right? We sometimes have this negative thoughts. But for people with OCD, these thoughts consume their daily life. Sometimes we have this negative thinking, but sometimes that negative thinking will be gone by minutes. But for people with OCD, sometimes that negative thoughts will consume their day, or it will take hours and hours. So here are the common content of obsessional thoughts. First, it could be fear of contamination by people or the environment. You don't want to contaminate other people, or you don't want people to contaminate you. There's also disturbing sexual thoughts or images. There's also religious or often blasphemous thoughts of fears. There's also fear of perpetrating aggression or being harmed by your own self or to your loved ones. There's also extreme worry, something is not complete. Fear of losing or discarding something important. And can also be seemingly meaningless thought, images, sounds, words, or music. So those are the obsession. Again, what is obsession? This is a repeated thoughts that is coming into your mind. And then compulsion. The compulsion, these are the repeated behaviors or mental acts that a person feels compelled to perform to try to avoid or undo the effects of the obsession. They would do compulsion because if they do this, it helps them to feel calm. In order to stop the obsession, they would perform the compulsion. So most people are aware that their behavior is unrealistic already, or the behavior is out of control, but they cannot stop acting on the compulsion. So these are the example of the compulsions. First, excessive or rush, ritualized hand washing or showering, repeated cleaning of household objects, repeated checking locks, switches, appliances, doors, etc. Frequently seeking approval or reassurance. Ritual related to numbers or like counting, repeating or doing things a certain number of times. So sometimes people with OCD, they may also avoid certain people or places or situation that can cause them distress and trigger obsessions or their compulsion. So that is the obsession and compulsion. But before I proceed with the OCD, I want to differentiate the OCD or OCPD because I often hear this one. If they know somebody na, okay, this person, ito gusto niya color coding yung kanyang damit. Dapat naka-rainbow yung arrangement or dapat neat or dapat yung table niya dapat straight. And then we call it in Tagalog, ok-ok. Di ba po? Ok-ok in Tagalog. But I can say that that is not OCD because we said, oh, may OCD yan. But that is OCPD. What is the difference of OCD versus OCPD? Because for those people who are suffering with OCD, they are usually aware that there is something wrong with them. But for those people with OCPD, they are not aware of the personality disorder. By the way, the obsessive compulsive disorder, or sorry, the obsessive compulsive personality disorder is under the personality disorder. So kasama niya yan yung mga iba't ibang cluster po yan. There's mga antisocial personality disorder and so on. But the obsessive compulsive disorder is personality disorder is from the cluster C, which is the anxious personality disorders. So yun, those people who has OCPD, they are not aware. But those people who has OCD, it has what? It is characterized by obsession and compulsion. Wherein those people experiencing OCPD, it is characterized with perfectionism and control over environment. And for the OCD, it is motivated, the motive for behavior stems from the need to avoid anxiety or perceived risk. So they have this anxiety, that is why they are doing these repeated actions. But for those who has OCPD, they are doing it because they just want perfectionism, like they want arrange lang siya. So sometimes for OCD, symptoms can fluctuate. For OCPD, symptoms can occur more consistently over time. So these are more differentiation between them. So the OCD, again, it is driven by anxiety, and the behavior often interferes significantly with daily life and cause distress because the compulsions could take hours. Like for example, you believe that you're going to school, pupunta ka po sa school, may work ikaw, and then sa isip mo, hindi mo na-lock yung door. So, pabalik-balik ka sa door because you feel na hindi siya na-lock. And kung hindi mo siya na-lock, baka may ibang taong papasok. So, yung iba na may OCD talaga, they would go back and forth it can take hours. But for OCPD naman, it's more on perfectionism, and it it doesn't have any distress, without significant distress, and it is affecting personal relationship. Sometimes those people who has OCPD, they don't know that there is wrong, or there is something wrong about them. It is usually the other people who have observed that there is something wrong, and it is creating interpersonal relationship because, for example, gusto nila align, gusto nila color coding yung damit, and then somebody will just get something there and ibabalik, and hindi, wala sa tamang lagayan, and then they will be angry. So it will create commotion between them. So usually, yung mga tao na may OCD, they are the one volunteering going to psychiatrist or counselor or psychologist because they are aware that, or they can really feel that there is something wrong with them because they have this anxious feelings. But for those OCPD, usually they will say na, ay, walang problema sa akin. Maybe it's you who has the problem. So, ganun po, yung different nila. Yung may OCPD, usually hindi sila pumupunta sa mga psychiatrists because they don't feel na there is something wrong with them. It is other people who has this observation na may something wrong sa kanila. So, yun usually yung nakikita ko na maling conception when it comes to OCD. Because usually, they interpret OCD as OCPD, yung pagka-interpret po nila. So, let's continue po. So, again, OCD is a disorder in which people have obsession. Again, always remember this. There should be an obsession, which are recurring unwanted and unpleasant thoughts, ideas, urges, or images. And to get rid of these thoughts, people with OCD feels driven to do something repeatedly, and that is the compulsion. It's either they will perform the repeated like hand washing, or yung taking a bath, or they would do this certain behavior na repeatedly. So what are the key points? So first, OCD behaviors are time consuming, and it will sometimes take for hours or like a whole day, and it will disrupt their daily activities. So while many people experience distress, thoughts, or habits, OCD is distinguished by the rigidity and intrusive nature of these thoughts and behavior, which feel uncomfortable for that person. And also, not performing compulsions often leads to intense anxiety, with fear or of harms or dire consequences for self or loved one. So that's why sometimes they really need to do the compulsion kasi it intenses their anxiety. So most individuals with OCD recognize that their obsessions are irrational but struggles to break free from them. They know na, okay, mali itong iniisip ko, but they cannot stop thinking about it. So this is the cycle of OCD. So first, the person will experience the obsessive thought, yung negative thinking. And then because of that negative thinking, they will feel anxious. And because of that, to get rid of the anxiety, they will perform compulsion. And after performing compulsion, they will have this temporary relief. And then the obsessive thoughts will again come back. And then repeatedly, they will do it again. So this is the example. So for example, you are the last one who went to bed, and then you think na if I don't check all the appliances are off, I could cause a fire. Baka magkakaroon ng sunog. And then you're gonna have this feeling. Your heart will race, your mind as well will race. Then you're gonna have this sweat. And then you will perform the behavior. You will go in every room and even check every room 3 times that all the switches are off or even the appliances are off. And then we're gonna feel the relief. So you will think na, okay, if hindi ko yun na-check, maybe magkakaroon ng sunog. O dahil na-check ko na, hindi na magkakaroon ng sunog. But again, may ibang people na kapag bumalik sila sa bed nila, may isip na baka mamaya may nakalimutan na naman akong room, ganon. So they're gonna go back again and check. So this is the example of the cycle of OCD. What are the factors of OCD po? So one factor is the biological factor, which is the genetic predisposition or like your genes. It could be your family, relative. So OCD is more likely in individuals with first degree or relatives who have the disorder. And also studies on identical twins indicate a higher concordance rate for OCD compared to fraternal twins, emphasizing genetic influence. So genetics. Second is it could be the neurotransmitter imbalance. No? So we have this neurotransmitter in our brain and it has mga neurotransmitters which are serotonin, dopamine, and there's also the glutamate. So one of the example is the serotonin. So the serotonin is involved with our mood, with the anxiety, with the repetitive behavior. And decreased serotonin availability or receptors sensitivity may disrupt the brain circuits involved in managing intrusive thoughts and compulsive disorder. Serotonin is also, kumbaga in the depression, serotonin is also one of the factor why people are also feeling depressed. Also dopamine. Dopamine is also one of the factor why we have this feeling na pleasure. So the reward processing, the motivation, the habits of formation. So excessive dopamine activity in certain brain regions, such as the basal ganglia, may reinforce the repetitive nature of compulsion. And also recent research highlights the hyperactive glutamate signaling in OCD patients, particularly within the corticostrato-thalamocortical or the CSTC circuit. So this hyperactivity may contribute to the persistence of intrusive thoughts and repetitive behavior. So it's in our neurotransmitter. Next is the behavior theory. It is explained by the behavior theory that compulsions have been described as learned behavior. Maybe when we were still young, we learned it growing up. That decreases the anxiety associated with obsession. So this decreases in anxiety positively reinforces the compulsive acts and they become stable learned behavior. So kumbaga, we learn that if we do this behavior, we will feel the relief. That is why in every obsession there are compulsions. So social factors also, maybe with our family's structure, insecure attachment, inconsistent parenting style. There's also the fear of abandonment, the childhood history like abuse or neglect, such as physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse. This can also be one of the factor na na can cause OCD or other anxiety disorder. Also, some loss of the loved ones can also trigger the symptoms of OCD. So these factors often interact with genetic disposition, forming a diathesis stress model for OCD. Ano nga po yung causes? It could be biologically or in our neurotransmitter, also in the behavior theory, it is learned, and psychosocial factors. It could be our environment as well, our family, our past experiences could trigger OCD. So how can we support someone with OCD? Or for example, if you have OCD, so first we need to recognize the symptoms. If we know somebody that has OCD or they have this symptoms, so keep an eye out for unusual behaviors that may indicate compulsion and obsession. And also physical rituals such as excessive hand washing may result in visible sign like dry or irritated skin. Mental rituals such as repeated counting or internal reassurance seeking are less visible but equally distressing. So sometimes hindi natin talaga siya ma-observe but it is being experienced by some people. So for example, may person na parati siya nag-aas ng reassurance sa mga in relationship dyan. It could be baka that's why we really need to be checked talaga sa mga professionals para at least mas ma-evaluate. So yun, first, no, we need to recognize the symptoms and then encouraging the treatment. We need to encourage the individual to seek professional help, such as consulting a general practitioner or a mental health specialist, such as psychiatrist, psychologist, and guidance counselors. Also, support them throughout their recovery process by offering patience and understanding as they work through therapy or medication. And then we need to also avoid reinforcing rituals. So resist the urge to participate in the rituals, even with good intention. So like for example, uutusan ka na gawin mo to para it can help their compulsions, but no, we need to really resist. It should not help them. So if they, for example, if they compulsively check locks, don't assist by performing the checks for them. Yun. So parang kumbaga atin lang na finifeed yung kanilang compulsion. So engaging in the rituals may inadvertently reinforce their compulsions, making it harder for them to break the cycle. Yan po. And then share responsibility. Don't try to take on the burden of their OCD entirely by yourself. Encourage them to build a broader support network and connect with professionals who can provide specialized care. Seek guidance from the therapist on how you can be supportive friend or family members while maintaining your well-being. One of the things that as Filipinos, there are still taboos ba to have the checkup with the psychologist, psychiatrist, or any mental health professional. Sometimes we keep it. Or kumbaga, some of our friends will say, oh, wag mong sabihin sa kanila, atin-atin lang to, no? So if you know somebody, we need to share responsibility. Na we really need to encourage them and na magpa-consult sila. Kasi kapag tayo ikikip lang natin, sometimes we don't have the capacity to help them. So those are some of the things that can help us to support someone with OCD. So what are the treatment modalities for OCD? So these are just some of the few. So if somebody has OCD, psychotherapy can be of help. No, so these are the treatments the counselors, psychiatrists, psychologists are doing. So psychodynamic therapy, because sometimes some of the causes are from our past experiences. So psychotherapy could help in exploring our childhood trauma. Also, individual psychotherapy can also help involved in discussions about clients' difficulties, providing logical explanation for their anxiety, and psychoeducation about coping method, helping them as well. Psychoeducation, it's educating them. What are the coping mechanisms that they need? What are the things that they can do? No? And then CBT. So CBT is also very helpful because CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive is from our thoughts, behavior is from our actions. So just like the OCD starts with the negative thoughts, and because of the negative thoughts, they are doing the compulsion. So CBT, a widely used approach, involved exposure and response prevention, where patients face anxiety provoking situation without performing rituals, learning that their anxiety diminishes naturally. So there are different kinds also sa CBT. they can do na ma-help po yung mga taong may OCD. Also, the supportive therapy offers emotional support and encouragement to help patients manage symptoms effectively. Next po is pharmacological treatment. So, those who are licensed, or those who are people who can give medication. So they sometimes medications such as SSRI or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors can also be helpful. Just like what I have said, some of the neurotransmitters, our neurotransmitters are some of the reason why we have this OCD, because of the low serotonin or high dopamine. So sometimes we need to have mag-intake po ng mga gamot para ma-balance po yung ating neurotransmitters. And also, self-help and coping strategies. Yan po. We need to really have this coping skills, like managing, being mindful, we need to have the structured routines, and so on. So stay active. I always suggest the New Start. Put the New Start: nutrition, eat healthy, you should need air, drink water, exercise, sleep, because it is really important. Other people, they take it for granted. But one of the reasons why we are experiencing some mental health issues is because we are not taking care of our health. So we need to stay active. Also, we need to educate ourselves, learn more about OCD to understand your symptoms better, recognize patterns, and empower yourself to manage the condition effectively. There are people that they are really afraid pa. And because of that, they are just keeping it and they are suffering silently. So we need to educate ourselves na people are also experiencing these symptoms and it can be treated. And also, behavioral techniques therapy, they have this thought stopping, systematic desensitization, impulsive flooding. And lastly, I would really suggest, as a Christian mental health practitioner, it's really important for us to really read the Bible, pray, because according to research, prayer is really helpful, and sometimes repeatedly as well, reminding ourselves of the promises of God is also important. No, it is in a way of healing as well. So let me read the verses, one of the verses that I really like whenever I feel anxious, no? So Philippians 4:6-7, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation or prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. And Isaiah 26:3 as well, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, and because they trust in you. Matthew 11:28-29, come to me all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. And lastly, in Psalms 94:19, when anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. So I know those people who are experiencing OCD, it's not, kumbaga, it's really difficult for them. So, let's support them, let's be with them, help them, because they really need people that could really, really, they can feel that they are being supported. So, thank you. And that's it for this evening.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Dana. That was very encouraging. Akala ko wala nang solusyon doon. Akala ko it will stay that way. But in every problem, there is always a solution. In the meantime, you're listening and you're watching Mindful Chats, and we have numbers here. If you would like to inquire something from our speaker tonight, we have our hotline 0918-944-7891. And if you would like to engage in the conversation online, we are simultaneously aired via AWR Manila, and we are also being seen and heard at the same AWR Manila at FB or Facebook and YouTube accounts. Now, before we go to the questions, Ma'am Dana, let me just greet some of our uh, listeners and those who are with us in YouTube and in our Facebook account. Let me just say hi to our Christian Rhoda, Rio Rose Gabayaran Purpose, and our Christian is from Noveleta, Cavite. Veni Johnny De Torre, G. Ada, my classmate Samuel Pagaw, and Mami Marlene Nashon. Check Toledo is here also with us. Let me check the YouTube account who are with us tonight. And you can now send us your questions, whatever you would like to ask from Ma'am Dana. We are saying hi to Armand J. Mendoza, Jocelyn Para, Maria Victoria Belica from, where is this? From okay. And Rose Aquino, good evening. Riza Padilla and Sammy Dondon. All right. Our text line is being flashed on the screen. If you have screens with you, it's now being seen at the YouTube and Facebook account. And I will repeat this for the sake of those who are listening on air at AWR Manila, 0918-9447-891. Now, yung obsessive compulsive disorder, ma'am, yun yung nahihil. Yung personality ba, yung obsessive compulsive personality disorder, nahihil din ba yon? Or ang ano lang nila ay both of them could be healed and both of them are, somehow things that are occurring in our lives from time to time, or yun talagang isa personality na niya? Which one is spasmodic or sumpong-sumpong lang, or yung isa permanent na?
It's between OCD and OCPD, ma'am.
Opo, opo.
For the OCD po, if there are proper treatment, not really fully healed, but it can help in like lessen the thoughts and compulsion as well. But hindi po siya like dali ang mawawala po. So it will take a process po. The same with OCPD. So for the OCPD, first is they are not aware that there is a
Wrong.
problem. Actually, like it's a personality sa kanila po. So parang it is part of their life. Hindi po siya po sumpong-sumpong. Kumbaga, it's already embedded in them. Ganun po sa OCPD. So the first thing po for the OCPD is to make them aware that this is happening. But for the OCPD po kasi is, ang hirap kasi kumbaga they find satisfaction in that pagiging organized nila. So bakit? And the thought na kumbaga na okay naman ako. Ganun yung parati nila pong sinasabi okay naman ako, kayo yung ano dyan, mali. Kasi they don't feel, unlike the OCD, di ba, there's anxious thoughts. But for the OCPD, there is this walang anxious thoughts because it's gratification for them. So yun po yung mahirap sa OCPD is first yung papuntahin sila sa treatment. But if okay po sa kanila maging treatment, that is a start po ng healing road po nila. Pero depende po sa kanila kung, kasi po in the process of healing, depende din po sa isang tao if they are really willing or if they are cooperative with that treatment. But there are also mga ways po in order na ma-lessen yung sa mga personality disorders po.
Kumbaga, ma'am, di ba sabi niyo po kanina, yung bang iba parating chine-check yung luck, yung bang ano yun, paulit-ulit na hindi lang kaya yun. Iba pa ba yun, ma'am, sa paranoia? Iba pa rin yung obsessive compulsive. How do they differ?
Yung paranoia po, sometimes po kasi paranoia, there are some mga delusions na
Okay.
sa paranoia, which sa obsessive compulsive disorder, it's parang regular na mga negative thoughts, but because of that, kasi medyo malapit po sila sa anxiety disorder, medyo may pagka-similar po sila. It's just that the OCD, there is this compulsion. So, yung different, yung kasi di ba po, normal lang na magpabalik-balik ka kasi nakalimutan mo. But for the OCD, it takes hours or it takes time talaga sa kanila po na kumbaga naapektuhan na yung kanilang trabaho, hindi na sila nakakapunta sa work, hindi na sila makapag-focus, hindi na sila makapag-aral for the students. They cannot perform their daily living because of that compulsions that they are doing.
Somehow really very disturbing na sa
Yes
daily
po.
routine mo. Okay. So,
Yes po.
hindi na siya medyo, kung siguro pasumpong-sumpong lang, medyo makontrol mo pa. Pero
Okay,
yung
okay
para
pa
bang,
po.
okay pa po. Pero yung, it's getting in, parang hindi na siya maayos because the routine are being broken because of that.
Yes po.
Opo.
And
Thank
one
you
of the
very much.
factor din po, or one of the things that we need to observe with the abnormalities po, aside sa they cannot perform well, there is harm sa kanilang
Oh.
self and harm to others. Like for example, frequently washing the hand. So sometimes it's okay po to wash our hand, but always washing your hands, sometimes it can like cause sa skin po natin na mag-irritate. So it's harming yourself, and also with our compulsion sometimes, if it is already a danger for others, that is considered already an abnormal behavior.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Let me say hi also to the rest of our viewers this evening. Rysel Araniego Bayona and Diosdado Ronquillo. Okay, so kumbaga, I would like to encourage everyone to send in their questions if you have some, and if some of you would like to go on air and participate really, for you to have a better understanding of everything with mom. And here are the numbers: 091894478991. By the way, we are talking about obsessive compulsive, and compulsive here is somehow a very strong feeling, a very strong word in the real sense of the word compulsive, and the obsessive also in the strongest manner. Hindi lang ito yung obsession mo for whatever, pero yung sa strongest. How do that differ from the word passion and obsession? What's the demarcation line between the two words? Obsession and compulsion, and then passion. How do they differ, ma'am? If I may ask.
Depende po siya sa root as well. Because sa passion po kasi, wala siyang, kapag di ba may mga passion, wala siyang thoughts. Wala siyang negative thoughts. It's just gusto nila. It's
okay.
They wanted to do it. But for obsessive compulsive, there is this negative thoughts that is in their mind, because they wanted to remove these negative thoughts. They will perform compulsion. Pero sa passion po kasi is they wanted to do this, that's why they are going to do it. Like there is this great desire. Pwede po, pwedeng pleasure, and then they're gonna do it. But for the obsession it's usually negative, because they wanted to really remove it, so they will perform compulsion para ma-remove yung sa mind po nila. Parang katulad po, 'di ba, na for example po, natatakot kang magkasakit. So you will always do this. Yung mga gagawin mo po na mga like check. For example, feeling mo may natatakot ka nga na may may like something might happen to you. For example, so you will always lock the door. Yun. So, kapag ganun, you're always checking sa door para at least ma-feed ba na yung negative thought mo na it will, when you check the door, you will feel safe. You will feel relaxed na
Alam mong
after.
wala.
Yes po,
Oh.
na okay
do they-
ka.
How do they differ naman yun dun sa mga taong laging may bit-bit na gamot, may bit-bit na kung ano-ano just in case something could happen?
Yes po, yung parang hypochondriasis before, which is ngayon po is illness anxiety disorder.
Oh.
Specific po niyan, in illness anxiety disorder. Because for example, feeling nila may sakit sila, it makes them anxious, and then you're gonna go to different doctors, pero wala naman po silang sakit. So they're just afraid. So it is different po siya because sa illness anxiety disorder, they just wanted to prove if may ano po talaga sila, may sakit.
Something is
or
wrong with
not.
them.
Opo, yes, there's something wrong with them. So they're gonna go sa doctors para mag-check, pero it's not really compulsion po because again sa obsessive po there's negative and they're gonna do it to make them relax. But for the illness anxiety disorder po, it's just for them to check if may sakit ba or wala.
Wala. Okay. So, malinaw na po mga kaibigan kung ano po ang iniisip natin. Not all the time na yung iniisip natin ay tama. Pero sa mga buhay ng mga tao sa paligid natin, paminsan-minsan meron tayong ganitong mga karakteristik. Kahit wala naman
Yes.
tayong OCD, kumbaga. How often should we experience such kind of parang, what do you call this? Compulsive, parang dictation ng ating mind? Para hindi tayo rin matatakan na, ay, may OCD tong tao to or OCPD. How do we separate that also? Thank you, Kuya Leo.
That's a question po, ma'am, no?
Opo.
how do we differentiate
How much amount of compulsive or obsessive thing should we have for us to be considered na normal pa tayo, hindi pa tayo nandun, wala pa tayo doon?
Again po, the criteria is if it is affecting our daily activities, that is abnormal na po siya. For example, parati mo na siyang ginagawa, tapos hindi mo na nagagawa itong mga important
Ibang bagay.
things. Yun po. So, hindi po siya dapat 3, 4, ganun. So, there should be an effect. There should be, napapansin talaga siya na there is something wrong. So, naapektuhan na po yung inyong daily living, yung iyong relationship with other people, and also, again, there is a harm sa atin. There's a harm na sa atin and sa ibang tao. So, yun po ang kanilang example po. For example, sa 1 week, kasi mapapansin din natin po yun if it's abnormal or hindi na yung kanyang behavior. It's okay to wash the hand bago kumain, bagong after mo, like pagdating mo sa bahay. Pero yung pag-wash po na every 10 minutes na pag-wash, after mo nag-wash ka ulit, pag-shake hands mo, mag-wash ka, pag-shake hands ka ulit ng tao, mag-wash ka, that is already considered parang there's really something wrong na po. As long as it could hinder our daily activities po.
Thank you very much, Ma'am
parang
Dana. What are you saying po? Go ahead.
Kumbaga parang burden na po siya sa tao.
Ma'am, would you like to invite everyone if you have some, or you have clinic hours, or you can have sessions with you? Would you like to let them know where can you be connected?
Oh, yes po. You can message me on my Facebook. My Facebook is Dana Faye Facto. It's just my full name. Or you can check as well the page of the CPAC guidance, the FB page po of the guidance of CPAC. You can contact me there also.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Dana. As we are about to finish our session tonight, and if Ma'am Flor Marticio would like to add some more before we end po, would you like to do so, Ma'am? Is Ma'am Flor still there? Are you still there, Ma'am Flor? Anyway, you can just let me know, Ma'am, if you're around, if you're still around. But we are inviting you once again. That's going to be on Friday, another session with the Mindful Chats. And we will have another, it'll be another fruitful discussion. And this time we will have Mom Eileen Gabin. And she has two schedules, actually, a Friday and Saturday. She has mindfulness and spiritual meditation and loneliness and isolation. Sounds interesting? Sounds intriguing? You stay with us. This is Mindful Chats, and you are being heard. We are being heard live at 89.1 AWR Manila. Mom Flor, would you like to say something before we say goodbye?
Okay. Now, for everyone who is suffering from any mental disorder, don't get discouraged because there is always hope. So long as you go for consultation, no, you can consult the psychiatrists, psychologists, the guidance counselors, anyone who is doing psychotherapy. Don't be shy. No, please. This having any mental disorder is just like having any other illnesses.
Just like headache.
If we are sick, you just go and visit the doctor. That is also true with people who are suffering from major or minor mental disorders, and obsessive compulsive disorder is just one of them.
Mom Flor, would you like to invite them in your schedule? When will you be talking, Ma'am?
My schedule would be on May. Na-confuse ako if it's 11 or 19.
It's
I think
19,
it will be
Ma'am.
on May 19.
Yes po.
Mhm.
And,
On May 19.
Opo. And you will be talking about exercise and mental health. That's quite something, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, having a relationship with your mind and your spirituality, or that's a lot of thing to, or exercise and your mental setup. That's a lot of thing to discuss about. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming here tonight. By the way, we will have this all the time from Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays all throughout May, and I think we are still going to June and July. If the topics will not be finished, we will continue this. Thank you very much, Ma'am Dana, and thank you very much, Ma'am Flor. This has been Mindful Chats, and we are being aired at AWR Manila at 89.1, simultaneously aired at the Facebook and YouTube accounts from Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 8 to 9 p.m. Your hotline is 0918-9447-891. And we hope that Doc Lalaine has arrived already in her destination safe and sound. We're praying for you all the time. We'd like to thank the technical people tonight. We have Leo, Andy, and a while ago we have Kylie. And we are still saying hello to all our Facebook friends and YouTube friends who stayed with us until this time. We have a little more minutes to consume. Leo, how many minutes more? And we are asking Ma'am Dana if she would like to greet someone tonight. Ma'am Dana, would you like to say hi to anybody you would like to say hi to?
I would like to say hi to my family in Capiz.
Mhm.
See you soon. And I would like to greet those people from CPAC as well and in AUP. Thank you, Paul, for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Dana. We hope to have you back. And congratulations to Ma'am Dana, Ma'am Flor, and thank you to Ma'am Saiville. Thank you very much. Thank you to the technical people. We are about to say goodbye. Praise God for this program because we can extend whatever kind of help we can to those people who are disturbed, either whatever kind of situation you may be in. Please tune in because we have more to offer to you. Okay, don't forget, on Friday we will have Mom Irene Gabin, and she will be talking about mindfulness and spiritual meditation and loneliness and isolation. See you all. On behalf of Mom Lalaine Siron Alfanoso, my name is Pam, and I'll bid you all good night. See you all back on Friday. Thank you, and good night.
Mindful Chat sa 89.1 FM. Isang oras na kaalaman, kwento kwentuhan at kasagutan tungkol sa kalusugang pangkaisipan. Kasama ang mga psychologists, guidance counselors, and mental health experts para sagutin ang iyong katanungan at maghatid ng kanilang kaalaman. Pag-uusapan natin ang mga seryosong bagay na minsan ay hindi nabibigyang pansin. May live tawagan. Kaya kung may tanong ka, ilahad mo na. Huwag palalampasin ang Mindful Chats every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 to 9 p.m. Kasama si Doc Lalaine Alfanoso at Pam De Castro. Your mind, your strength, mental health matters.